You also spoke about the private sector also, which you were empowered to
Yes, sir.
cover. And, many a times you see people alluding that these sharp practices only occur in the public sector. But we have also seen very high levels of financial mismanagement and fraud in the private sector. Now, the question here is, can individuals approach the institute, raise questions about the workings or runnings of any organization that bears relevance to the state?
Yes. The idea of the Institute, we are a professional body. And being a professional body, we are both for the private and the public sector. And that is why, again, we have so many people that we've trained from the private sector. And the private sector, that is where the practice is. Because our professionals that are into practice are chartered, certified fraud investigators, or chartered certified forensic accountant, or whatever, because we have multidisciplinary designations. Now, these professionals service both the public and the private sector. And let me give you an example. Currently today, we have thousands of cases, and I mean thousands of cases, with the Nigerian police that needs forensic analysis. And the truth is, government resources alone cannot fund these things. It's beyond the little resources that government has. And therefore, once these forensic laboratories are up, what will happen then is that all these banks, insurance companies...
Right, I'm thinking about them.
Yes.
Banks, insurance, and other financial institutions.
Yes, they have a lot of concerns that they would want to have it properly analyzed. And because the laboratories are there, they will pay for those services for it to be done. And what that would do is that it has prepared evidence easily for law enforcement to work on. So it will reduce the workload of the police, the EFCC, and the ICPC. So it's all for good. And the benefit, I can tell you, as much as the public sector will gain, the private sector will also gain even twice as much.
You talked about involvement also in ballistics. You talked about a lab that would be capable of analyzing ballistics. And how would this apply to, for instance, the war against terror and such other criminalities involving the use of explosives and other ordnances?
Yes, in so many ways, because currently now, as we have seen, light arms and small weapons has filtered down the Sahel, and that has not been helpful. So one of the contributions of the Institute towards tackling terrorism, apart from the tracking the financial aspect, terrorist financing, the other aspect is to also make sure that we have standard laboratories that can aid the work of law enforcement, so that these laboratories will have up-to-date facilities that are upgraded world-class to meet the realities of modern policing, modern law enforcement requirement, which of course we all know that government doesn't have the resources to do it all by itself. Government doesn't. So the idea is that we will fill in that gap, and then they will patronize the laboratories for the services of analysis that will be tendered during their investigation and eventually in court.